Title today is the best year of your life. Best year of my life is the title, but I'm going to ask you, what's the best year of your life? Think about it. Have you got one? If you had to pick one, what was the best year of your life? Some people say, when I was 17 and I was captain of the football team or cheerleader back in high school. And I was a nerd. Those were not the best years of my life. When I turned 40, I loved it. I was finally an adult. Finally got there, I thought. Some will say, my best year was later on. It was when I matured enough to get beyond all that crazy stuff I was doing when I was younger. Find out what life was really all about. Well, what I'm going to ask you to do is to take a moment to imagine that the best year of your life is not over. It hasn't happened yet. Can you imagine that 2020 will be the best year of your life? That's what I want you to do with me. Not that the good stuff lies behind you, but before. 2020, going to be the best year of my life. It's a new year. It's a new decade. There are no ones in this year. It's 2020. And doesn't it have a feel of freshness and newness? Like anything is possible. Can you not feel that in the air? All things made new. We got a clean slate. We can start over. This is a whole new decade. And it can be wonderful. It can be the best year of my life. This is the year that things can be possible that we never believed were possible. This can be the year that we let go of what we've been trying to let go of for years. It can be the year that those things that have eluded us, they start showing up. There are pregnant possibilities right out there waiting for us. But we're going to have to reach out to them. We've got to at least embrace the idea that there is amazing good out there waiting for me this year. And I'm ready to claim it. I'm ready to say it's mine. How did you celebrate New Year's? Let's see, how did Reg put it? He said, I had a good New Year's. I'm still hungover. Which was a joke. They went to bed at 10:30. I did something this year that I haven't done in many years now. It used to be a tradition when I lived in Fort Pierce many, many years ago. I went to bed early on New Year's Eve. Got up at 4 a.m. and drove to Ormond Beach to watch the sunrise on the new year. You see, for many, many years, I've believed that if I can watch the sun rise on the new year, I can feel a little bit of what's coming. I can feel the character of what lies down the road. So this is the way it happens. You get up at... I used to be within 15 minutes of the beach, so it wasn't all that hard. But used to get up at 5. This year it was 4. And you arrive at the beach while it's still dark. No one else was there. Not at first, and then people started to arrive. I found I wasn't the only one who wanted to see the sunrise on the new year. The way it works is it's very dark when you first arrive. And I figured that 20 years ago when I was sitting on the beach for an hour and a half cross-legged, my back got tired. So this year brought a chair. Wrapped in a blanket, my best winter jacket, gloves, and a special hoodie I got just so I'd have something to go over my ears. It was cold. But it was crisp and clear. So clear. The way it works is you start in the dark and then right down on the water, you see a little line of mauve. It just starts to glow a little bit, kind of a purplish mauve. And it gets brighter. Then the sky fills with light. It's not bright, it's just you have a sky over you now. You can see clouds, and the sun has not even come close to coming up yet. And I looked around and the sky, it was so clear, except that right near the water line, just a little above it, was this amazingly dark and foreboding long cloud. It's like the light wasn't going to penetrate through that. And you looked at it, and it had this, jutted up here and down there, looked like this huge mouth. And then a tail that seemed to wrap clear around the horizon. The rest of the sky, absolutely clear. I thought, wow, there's the dragon. Wonder what that means. And the dragon stayed there until the sun rose on the new year. And as the sun rose on the new year, take a look at the dragon. It dissipated. It was transformed into this wonderful gathering of jewels. Without the clouds in the sky, it would have been kind of empty. Instead, it's bright, it's glittery. The dragon was transformed into this phenomenal set of gifts. And to me, that was the message for 2020. The dragons in your life are going to dissipate and turn into gifts. There are so many possibilities right out there in front of us. It was a perfect sunrise. And if you're trying to prophesy what the year's going to be, that's what you want. You'll remember Pam Grout wrote a book called Esquared. Became a bestseller. We taught it a few years back. Part of what made it so good is that she had all these exercises for you to go do to prove that there are invisible forces moving in your life, and you're communicating with them already. So, consequently, one of her exercises that she had to do in that first book was to prove that the world is constantly communicating with you and responding to you. Choose something and say, I'm going to be looking for this week, and start looking for it, and choose something unusual. She said, choose butterflies, or choose a particular color of car that you don't see on the road very often. She said, and then go out and expect to see this week. And the following week, everybody came back and they said, oh my God, You know, it happened. When you start looking for something, it starts showing up in your life. I know one person said it took her a while. Everybody said, wow, it happened almost immediately. And I was looking for yellow cars, and suddenly there were yellow cars everywhere. And somebody else said, well, I was looking for yellow cars too, and I hadn't seen any. And I'm thinking, am I never going to see a yellow car? Is this not going to work? And suddenly 20 school buses passed me. The point is this. If you're looking for it, it'll be all around you everywhere. And we are looking for the best year of our life in 2020. We are looking for a year with opportunities flowing to us on a continuing basis. We're looking to accomplish things we've never accomplished before. We're looking to see things coming to us. We're looking for dreams that have never been fulfilled to finally awaken in our lives. Now, one of the other, actually the very first of the practices that Pam had you do in her book was to prove to yourself that God's listening and responding to you. She said, you go out and you say, okay, God, make something unusual happen this week. Something that I will recognize means you heard me and you've responded. You know, something. Ask for some sort of a blessing to happen. And of course, after that first week, the reason we continued the class was because everybody came back and said, oh, we had our blessing. It was this, it was that, it was the other. Now notice you couldn't determine what it was. You just had to ask for something. And so what I'm going to do, the way I'm tailoring that to this year, is that we've all had dreams. Some of them have gotten pretty dusty. And I want you to ask that Spirit open up something you've waited for a very long time. Something that's eluded you. Ask God to prove its presence in your life. Ask Spirit to bring some sort of blessing that will open up one of those dreams. This is the year to get beyond those things that have held us back. This is your year. In Matthew 19:26, Jesus said, with God all things are possible. I think that needs to be our mantra for this year. With God all things are possible. Come on, let's say it. With God all things are possible. You know, if we had to depend on ourselves, I have to agree. Things might not get that much better. But we don't have to. There's a power greater than yourself moving through you that can open up possibilities that maybe you couldn't have opened on your own, but they can be opened for you. It's amazing the power of God moving through you. Moving through you. Gloria Peck. Some of you know her, some of you don't. I don't know. I tried to describe her to someone, so I'm not going to because we were totally unsuccessful. Some of you know Gloria, right? Okay, well, she's an athletic girl. Please understand, anyone under the age of 70 is girl to me. Actually, anyone under the age of 90 is girl to me. Okay? She took a tumble on her bike. And so last week she had surgery on her elbow. It was her left hand, her left elbow, but she's left-handed. So she was concerned about it. Her game is tennis. Now, the doctors were very happy with the surgery. They're very happy with what they did. I've actually never known a doctor to not be happy with what they did. But in any case, so they're giving her good, hey, it was good. It's all worked out. But she's saying, now I have a pin or two and a plate. I've got steel in there. And I thought, I started teasing her and saying, now you're the Bionic Woman. With all that steel in there backing you up, you're liable to be stronger than you were before. And boy, did she latch onto that. She suddenly said, when I'm healed, I'm going to be stronger than I was before. That's what I'm going to hold to. Well, with God's, all things are possible. So yeah, I think you should hold to that. When you're healed, whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, you're going to be stronger than you were before. It's going to be better. That's what we need to know. Every year's got its challenges. But the other side of a challenge is a gem. It's what that challenge opens you up to that is this huge blessing. So, we got to keep remembering in 2020 that all things are possible. We look back at our burning bowl. I don't know about you, but some of the things I throw in every single year. And you start to think, well, I'm throwing it in there, but I suppose I'm not going to be able to let it go. This is the year. You need to think about what you were letting go, what you were getting beyond. This is the year to get beyond it. I don't care if for 5 years previous it's been on your list and nothing's happened. That's got nothing to do with this year. It's all in front of us. Huge possibilities. And then there's our goals. Same situation. Put those goals down there. Of course, one of mine is called Soul Awakening, and Wonder of Wonders, I've had to put it down several years in a row. When you shoot for the big stuff, maybe you got to work on it a while. But then we've got all these other goals. Those things last week, we did the burning bowl, we set our goals. This is the year that they're possible. At least some of those are going to come and literally transform your life. Literally transform your life. All things are possible. You want to remember that because the unexpected gifts are out there. The things that you were pretty sure could never happen. They're right there. I don't know about you, but my gifts are already starting to flow. Things I never thought could happen are starting to happen, and I want to take all of you with me. This is what we're going to do this year. We're going to tear down the walls. And we're going to let miracles happen in each of our lives. Some of them are things we ask for. But often the best of them are unexpected. So right now, can you feel your good coming to you? Can you feel your miracles on their way to you? Coming to you right now. Can you feel that things that have eluded you for years, they can be yours in 2020? Can you feel that gifts you hadn't thought were possible can be part of your life this year? I want you to reach out and feel it. Feel it's coming. Because it's through that feeling and an open heart that all the gifts flow. Some will reap absolute miracles in 2020. And some will hang on to the past and keep their limits. Right now it's when we choose which category we're going to fall into. One of the ways we open ourselves to receive all the good that God has for us this year, one of the ways we open up is to open our hearts. There are 3 spiritual gifts waiting for you right now. You said, I want spiritual ones. I'd like something more tangible. That flows once we embrace the spiritual gifts. There are 3 spiritual gifts awaiting you this year. And if you embrace them, they'll open the door to everything else you want. So that's where we're going to start. 3 spiritual energies locked in your soul, just waiting to be released. Jesus referred to 3 spiritual energies. Only 3 did he put in front of them. I give you my peace, joy, and love. Okay? If we can draw those 3 energies out of our soul through our hearts, everything flows. That opens the door wide. And we are ready to make this the best year of our lives. So, how to embrace the spiritual gifts that can make 2020 the best year of your life? Well, the first one's peace. John 14:27, Jesus says, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, and be not afraid. Peace. It's a heart quality. Did you know that? Peace comes through the heart. It all comes from your soul, from deep inside of you. My peace. This is not the peace that comes from knowing that my dog's bigger than your dog. It's not the peace that comes from knowing, the world is finally doing things my way. That peace can be taken away from you. When Jesus says my peace, he's talking about soul peace, the peace that rises out of your soul. The peace that can rise inside of you no matter what's going on in your outer life. When your soul begins to awaken, the first gift is contentment. Contentment. Contentment is what peace flows through. Contentment is being at peace with your life, being at peace with the world, even as it swirls around like a maniac around you. I'm content. And people say, I don't want to be content. I don't want to give up. And contentment is not giving up. It's not even close. Contentment is preparing for more. If you're content in this moment, you're ready for even greater blessings. But of course, before you can feel contentment, you got to let go of discontent. And we're pretty attached to that in many ways. I'm discontent with my job. I'm discontent with my life. I'm discontent with my mate. I'm discontent with who I am. And you got to give all that up. You got to let go and draw out of your soul this tremendous sense of, I am content in this moment. I am content with my life. You're not cutting off more. You're opening yourself up to more with that. I am content with the world around me. I can just let it be. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But so be it. So, can you embrace contentment right now? Try it for a moment. Just feel, I'm just happy to be breathing right now. I'm just happy to be sitting here. I'm content. I'm content with my life. Is it everything I had hoped for? No, that's still coming. But I'm content. Can you feel it? It's the first energy of soul awakening. So let's affirm, I am willing to experience peace and contentment in 2020. Let's declare it together. I am willing to experience peace and contentment in 2020. Now that's followed by joy. Once you actually achieve a sense of contentment and peace, you'll begin to feel joy rising immediately. This is not the jump up and down joy. This is not, as I said, the thing that comes out of, hey, the world's doing it my way. I won the game, therefore I'm allowed to feel joy. No, this is just an innate part of your soul. It's an energy that just rises in you. It's a deep-seated joy in life. Can you touch it? If you're at peace, generally joy rises. It comes right up through you. This is soul joy. And soul joy can turn a mundane life into heaven on earth. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If that joy is rising inside of you, all is well in your life. So reach down deep inside of you to that place of peace that cannot be touched by what's happening in the outer world. And feel that joy in life rising. I've often said the most spiritual thing you can do with your life is enjoy it. Suffering was never a spiritual quality. It just shows that we're resisting what we got to do. It's joy that's the spiritual quality. Can you feel it rising? Joy. We're working on opening that door. We're working on opening our heart because that's how everything flows. Feel it rising through you. Flooding your being. Just the joy of being alive. Well, we're going to declare it. I am willing to experience the deep joy of my soul in 2020. Together. I am willing to experience the deep joy of my soul in 2020. And there's one more that follows. It's actually the one you've been waiting for all along. It's love. The master energy of the heart. John 15:10, if you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love. He's not saying, if you're good, I'll love you. That's not what's being said at all. What he's saying is, if you follow what I taught you, you will live your life in a consciousness of love. Because that's what it's all about. So we want to open our hearts. Peace, joy. Now it's time to absolutely love life. I love it all. I love all life. Can you open up and just love all life? Everyone, everything. It's all around you. Can you love everything that your eyes catch or that your mind can think of? Why? Because it's fun. It feels good to love. So just let it out. Just love everyone and everything. And then do the hard one. Love your life. Yours. Exactly what you've gone through and what you are going through now. Love being alive. And feel gratitude for your life. I am grateful to live the life I'm living right now. My heart is open. I love it. I love it all. So right now, embrace, I love my life. Go deep down inside and feel, I love my life. You can let go of all that discontent. You can let go of all that stuff that holds you back. And you can just say deep down inside of yourself, I love my life. I love my life. And then expand it out and say, I love all life. I am willing to experience pure love in my heart in 2020. Let's declare it together. I am willing to experience pure love in my heart in 2020. Well, that's the three. And the door's open. That's what opens the door. If you're willing to embrace these three spiritual energies that are gifts just waiting for you to accept them. If you're willing to embrace these spiritual energies, peace, joy, love, everything else you want in life will follow. It flows. Yeah, we'd like a few things that are not intangible. You'd be surprised the gifts that God has waiting for you. If you're open and receptive. And being open and receptive is getting that heart wide open. It's living in these energies. And then it all flows. Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all else will be added to you. Seek first to open your heart and feel the energies of peace, love, and joy, and all else will be added unto you. Okay? You know, this is the year we can make that happen. The past does not have to control us. All things can be made new. A soul awakening that involves contentment, joy, and love, that is, allowing those qualities to flood our being, opens the door to so much more. And if we keep it open. Now that is the caveat. And every year has its challenges. So I'm asking you, during the high times and during the lows, to know that anything is possible. To try to hang on to these three qualities and keep your heart open and know that in spite of where you might find yourself at the moment, tremendous good is coming. There are gifts just waiting for you. If you can do that, the gifts will flow all year long. 2020 has such potential to transform the dragons in our lives into the beautiful jewels that we will cherish. We got to know that. And we need to enter this year claiming, this will be the best year of my life. And it will be. Let's close our eyes. Father, give us the strength to open our hearts wide. That those qualities of our soul, the peace, the joy, the love, that they can rise and fill us and open that door wide. We can feel the good, the miracles that are flowing toward us this year. Father, we are each and every one of us open and receptive, ready to receive all the good that you have for us in the year ahead. Thank you, God. Amen. The ushers will come forward. We'll prepare for our offering.